generation. All for to show that all I require for life.
Hi guys, what's up and welcome back to our channel. Welcome to part 3 of the best year of your life 2019. And in this series we'll be talking about finances, right? Money. A lot of people don't like to talk about money, but we're going to be talking about money.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. Alright guys. So getting your finances in order. First of all, it cannot be accomplished without giving. You have to give. And when I talk about giving, I'm talking about giving to God or giving back to God. That which He has given you. I mean, He's only asking for 10%. Only 10%. And guess what? When it's a sacrificial gift, man, that's when He gives back.
Amen.
The word tells us, that if we give, it will be given back to us, full measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. That alone should be, enough encouragement to give. If I'm going to be giving to God, and then I know that He's going to be giving it back to me to the point of overflow, I mean,
I want to give.
every single reason to give.
Right.
So when we talk about getting your finances in order, we're talking about giving. Growing up, like many of you, I'm assuming, I used to hear the pastors asking for offering, and they would make a huge deal out of giving. And I'm
Right.
like, God have mercy. Why is it so important?
That's true.
And then the Bible tells you that, well, the Bible started calling me a robber, and perhaps many of you too. And it said, how can a man rob God? Yes.
Yes, you
by
can.
withholding the 10% that He asked you for.
Absolutely.
And I don't even know when the transition took place in my life, but I just started giving. I started giving everything. Of everything I got, I found a way to give 10%, and I'm telling you, a lot of it was just sacrifice. Last night, while Natasha was sleeping, I was making the budget for January.
He's the
and-
budget man.
And I realized that for December and the previous months, like a lot of our money had been going to church. And for the first time I felt excited about giving. I was genuinely excited. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. As I was going through the budget, all I could think about after getting excited was Matthew 6 verse 21. Where your treasure is, there also is your heart. And I was feeling very much pleased with myself. I have to say that, listen man, finally, because I used to feel so guilty whenever the pastors would say that in church, and it's always when it's time to give, I'm like, my goodness. Then you start going through your head like, where have I spent most of my money? And for me, it's Chinese food.
Yes.
I can rationalize the reason why I have to spend money on Chinese. It's cheap, it's convenient, it's quick, and it's Chinese. It's my favorite cuisine. So I'd always believe in church thinking, man, all my money goes into my belly. But last night, for the first time, I could say, wow, I think my heart is, in the right place, because
Right.
I do believe that majority of our income goes towards the church. I want to go a step beyond just, the tithe, that 10% that we give to God. We also have to talk about the offering and the seeds that we ought to be sowing. We have been sowing many seeds.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, we have been sowing many seeds. Again, getting to understand the importance of giving. And if I want to see financial blessings in my life, I first have to give to God, It ties into faith. Because if you read the word and you believe that God says, if you give, I'll give it back to you. I'll give it to a point of overflow to make your faith complete. Your actions have to back that. Do you actually believe that if you give to God, He will give back to you? Then prove it. Give to Him.
Yeah.
And then talk about going beyond that. When you give that 10%, are you sowing seeds? Do you want to see things happening in your life? Guys, getting your finances in order starts by you giving.
Absolutely.
That's where it starts.
To be honest, growing up, I used to always see my mom tithing. She always would make sure that she put her money down for church. But for me, I was just like, I guess I'll tithe when I have the money, but it's not like a priority to me. But then when I met Thor, I was like, okay, he's always tithing. I really admire that. He always puts his money aside. He always says even if he doesn't go to church, he has to send his tithe. And I was just like, this is kind of inspiring. I think I want to tithe more. And so for me, it was just like, okay, it's important to tithe. It's important to give back to God. And for some of us, and I can say for me, I usually say, oh, I don't have enough money. But in Mark 12, there was a woman. She really didn't have anything.
My God.
And what was powerful was that this woman gave out of her poverty. That's what the Bible says. And God honors those things. He honors sacrifice. He honors the fact that she had nothing. She didn't have much, but she gave out of what she did not have. And it's not about having all of the money to give tithe, or I have to have this amount of money before I can give 10%. No, absolutely not. It's about giving out of your little. God honors that. He sees the sacrifice. He sees that, you know, this woman or this man wants to give back to me, and he will bless that, and he will send that back to you some way. But believe me,
Amen.
that's faith as well. That's believing that, God, I'm going to give what I have, but I know that you provide for me. I probably only have, you know, $100, but I'm going to believe that when I give this 10%, you are going to send that right back to me. And I think God sees those things, and it's important for us to remember that it's not about, you know, how much money we have, but it's about that sacrifice.
You start to receive the blessings, guys, the financial blessings. You have to be wise about what you do with the money, how you spend it, where does it go. Obviously, when you get paid, your 10% comes out first. If you're going to be sowing a seed, that follows suit. You know, in order to get your finances in order this year, make some sacrifices.
Yeah.
Make some compromises. You know, where if it's not necessary, or if you can get a cheaper version of something that you usually get, or that you have deemed a necessity, then please note that you have deemed a necessity, guilty of that, where you are very much conscious of an alternative for a product that you usually get, and it's a cheaper alternative, but you've convinced yourself that it has to be this brand, because if it's not, it won't work. Guys, this year, priority.
Absolutely.
Do you want your finances to be in order? Do you want God to bless you? Can God trust you with the little that you have now, so that he can bless you in abundance later? Demonstrate that through the management of your funds. Start a budgeting plan. If you haven't done so, or you haven't been living according or on a budget, try doing it now. I can tell you that the first few months will not go well, because you're going to be making adjustments right through, but that's fine. Start. You have 12 full months to get it right. All you need to do is start. This year, guys, as we get our finances in order, we're going to live and give like no one else. It means that you're giving your best to God, and you're being mindful of where and how you spend your money. That's what, you know, that aspect of, you know, the year being the best year of your life, getting your finances in order. That was our understanding of it. Please feel free to ask your questions. Feel free to make your comments, and, you know, suggest topics. Email us with your questions, suggestions, opinion even. We're very much open to that. The email can be found below. Follow us on Instagram. You can also send us messages there if making a comment is a bit too much for you.
So definitely, we don't just want to come and talk about what we want to talk about. Though we actually go before God before we come on here, we do want to hear from you. We want to know if there's something that you guys want us to talk about. So do interact with us. We look forward to speaking with you guys, and we look forward to sharing this journey. And we're excited. So see you next time in part 4 of this series, where we'll be talking about family and getting your family in order for the best year of our lives. Have a blessed day.
Have a blessed one.